Begin transmission.
You are listening to Corellian Run Radio, your route through hyperspace to the latest news on Star Wars: The Old Republic.
Hi, and welcome to Corellian Run Radio. This is episode 140, and we're recording Sunday, March the 15th, 2015. My name is Jason. I'm joined by my co-host, Heather. Howdy, Heather.
Hey, Jason.
I would like you to be my guest.
We would be honored if you would join us.
Everything's perfectly all right now. We're fine here now, thank you. How are you?
So, Heather, how are you doing?
Oh, gosh, getting ready for the live show, kind of going crazy here. But no, I've been good. I've been playing the game. I've actually been playing a lot of City Skylines that came out a couple days ago, but I've been in SWTOR. I down Bulo hard mode since our last show, I think.
Oh, did you?
Which is really exciting. We've been doing some work on Sword Squadron, on Temple of Sacrifice in hard mode, and also on Torque, but that's really difficult as a melee. So we'll see how we do tonight when I raid after the show.
So what's on the agenda tonight? What are you guys plan on doing? Same thing, moving forward?
Yeah. We're probably, since we've got Bulo down, well, I mean, we've got him down like once. but we should be able to do it again. So yeah, from now on, we're going to be working on Sword Squadron and Torque.
Nice. No, very nice.
Yeah. We're not the best, but we're doing pretty good.
Pretty good. I've been so busy. I've been working on, taking myself to kind of the YouTube tutorial school myself. Like, I'm trying to learn a little bit more for our Twitch channel and stuff like that. So I've been learning about some overlays and different things like that. So hopefully in the coming weeks and months, we'll be bringing to you some new stuff as soon as I get that done. But all that stuff, and then doing some doctor stuff. I kind of didn't get as much gameplay in, so real life dragging it down. Can't get into
I know.
the game. Hate that. No, I did get a little bit in. There's some things, I don't know. I kind of really get bummed out every now and then on some of the conquest stuff. It kind of is like, after a while, it's like, no way. So, but it was still exciting. Our guild's kind of doing some of the speeder, kind of finishing up that, getting your speeder, doing world bosses and stuff like that. Anybody hasn't finished that, so fortunately I've missed that too. So, but no, the guild's been doing some of that. Let's see, they're still working on some other things, taking down stuff like that, and that is pretty much all that I've been up to. Let's see, I think we have a special guest, don't we?
Yeah, I think so too. we have Snicker here, or Pete. What would you like us to call you?
Whatever you choose. I'll go with Snicker.
We have Snicker here from the guild Zors. He's on the Harbinger server with me, and we're so excited to have him on the show.
Thank you very much for having me.
Welcome. So what have you been up to this past week?
This week, a lot of raiding and a little bit of PvP. I've been, let's see, we did like maybe 2 or 3 raids this week, and then I don't know, a little bit of solo queue. Besides that, work, real life stuff.
Don't you hate that?
Yeah. I know you just came from work just now, so
I rushed as quick as I could.
We appreciate that, but no, I was able to check out some more of your stream this week. I really enjoy that.
Oh, cool.
I got to see some of the solo queuing, so it always fascinates me when, because you're on Zors, obviously, and we're going to get into that a little bit later, but you guys are so good at the progression, and it's like, dang, he's good at PvP too, so I'm like, come on, seriously? So
I think,
really cool.
From a general standpoint, it's just like, if you know your class, you can kind of just make it work for whatever, I mean, I'm really not that. I'm actually pretty bad. I'm not that great at PvP. Like my rating's not fantastic. I'm still kind of learning a little bit, but I'm enjoying it. So I'm trying. I like never have really done ranked. I'm gonna say semi-seriously. I just kind of did it to like get 10 games and get a rating and stuff. So now that they actually made that, what is it, season tier 3 cap, where you need a certain amount of rating, I'm just trying to make sure I'm there. But it's fun. I like it. You know,
you're basically taking on a new challenge. I like that.
Exactly.
It's awesome. And the most important thing, I mean, you said it's fun. So, I mean, if you're having fun, I mean, that's a great thing.
Yeah, it's fun playing an assassin. I like being overpowered right now.
Flavor of the month.
Exactly.
So you been getting any PvP in, Heather?
No, it's got me kind of down. And last
Wait a
time
minute, you're an assassin. How can you be a down right
I
now?
know, but I play a deception assassin, and so you go in there and you try, and people are just like wrong spec, stupid, or whatever they say, and I'm just like, oh, whatever. I'm really good at PvE, so I'm just gonna go play with my guild. But that's kind of an issue there. It's like, someone like me that probably does know their class pretty well, I could be doing ranked or something like that, and it's just there's people in there that just make me don't want to do it, and that's hurting them because I'm not in their population for queuing. So I guess whatever, your loss.
That's Heather's attitude. She's going to get you in the next event, though, the Gree event. She's going to sneak up and stealth you, and you're just going to be dead. So.
Oh, Gree's fun. I had fun with that one.
Yeah, Heather, you like that one too, don't you?
Oh yeah. My guild is always just like, oh gosh, the PvP area, and I'm like, okay, well,
Heather's like, follow me.
It's fun.
Well, let's see. Let's go ahead and get in a little bit of the news. We got everybody here, so let's go ahead.
From the Newsnet and beyond.
Well, we had our last podcast. We had Ildarian and Goken on, and we were talking about how excited we were when we about Operation Victory. Well, soon after our podcast, and I don't think we had anything.
Yeah, like the next day.
I know.
The next day they're like, oh, sorry, it's canceled. And I was like, what?
I know.
Like, we haven't even released the podcast yet.
But hopefully, I don't think we had anything to do with it. I don't think so.
No, I hope not.
I hope not.
I did write a blog post saying that there was bugs.
Yeah, same bugs they've had. But anyway, I can see why they didn't want to do it. And it's better that you cancel than start it up and have all these issues. Whether you should have announced it, that might have been a different issue. But on the bright side of things, a member of the community, I believe that's Death by Smiley,
sounds right.
Is that right?
Sounds right.
Yeah. And from the Drunk Tanks, they've started up their own contest. And not only are they doing the Ravagers and Temple of Sacrifice, they're going back through all of the old raids and operations, so everybody's going to go through that and put in their times. And I believe the time frame goes through the 16th to get in that first run for the Ravagers. I believe that's right. And we'll have a link to that show notes. But Snicker, you guys getting into that?
No, we have not attempted to at least do the speedrun challenge or anything like that. It's pretty cool, but I don't think... I mean, I can't speak for the guild, but we haven't talked about it, so I don't think it's on a priority. Our priority, like right now, is just to kind of get people gear, and if people haven't killed any said bosses, we just try and do that right now. But I think it's cool. It's awesome that someone actually took the initiative to get it started, to resume what should have been. And hopefully, I mean, they didn't really say postpone, but hopefully it'll come back in an official manner. That'd be pretty cool, but not yet. I mean, maybe the hard mode thing, you might see a time from us if we do it, but the story mode, probably not.
Yeah. So, what do you guys, have you seen the times yet?
I'm looking at them right now, actually. There's a pretty good time of Ravager story mode by the Chandran on Shadowlands, 20 minutes.
Yeah,
that's pretty solid.
We were going to ask you, what do you think you guys' time? I mean, honestly,
I have no idea. 20 minutes seems pretty fair. I mean, Does it say what group compositions you can run with? That also plays into effect.
It does. They have like one section for non-stealthers, and then
Okay.
and I was like, well, what if that's just your group? What if you just have 3 stealthers in your group? So I don't
Well, they
know.
got
I
separate
feel
sections,
like
so.
yeah.
I know when we've been going through story mode content lately, we usually do 1 tank, 1 heal, 6 DPS. So I feel like that's probably what we'd go with. I don't think stealthers really matter. So I don't know. I think 20, maybe it can go down to like 17, 18, I guess.
Wow.
I don't know. I haven't thought
Like
of
the
it.
20
I haven't thought of it.
That would be
but
awesome.
maybe.
It's fast.
I'm just thinking that I watched the working as intended one, and they were the first ones to put a time up there. It's 27 minutes, and I was sitting there watching. I was like, that's fast. And then I saw the 20 minutes. I was like, holy cow.
Yeah, I feel like, I don't know. Maybe I didn't actually see the run. There's always room for improvement in everything you do, no matter what. So I'm sure it's possible to go faster, but I don't know. Probably have to get Sonic in there. I don't know.
Yeah, and there's no representation from the Harbinger on there yet. So I'm like, well, maybe I can just submit my guild's time, but then it's like not even that great. But then we'd be #1 on the Harbinger because no one else has submitted.
Why not? There's not that many on there, so I think the more people that do submit times, the better.
I think
yeah, I really wish there was a little bit more participation so we could really see what was going on. Because for Harbinger not even to be on there, there's so many great PvE guilds on that server. So
absolutely.
Yeah, I would like to see more participation. Just hey, BioWare, this is something we want. So hopefully, maybe after this first one, people will see it and maybe get a little more interest. But we'll just have to see. So, I do think it's really cool. They're going back through the old operations as well.
I didn't actually know that. That's pretty neat.
Yeah, they're going all the way back to the Eternity Vault. Can you imagine how fast a group of 6?
Oh, you can 2-man it, so
but if you really want to speed run through it, then you want to just destroy everything.
Have you guys done the level 50 content lately?
Not
it is insane easy.
The things really don't hit you. Every hit resists, so you could probably just run 8 DPS. Yeah,
Oh, no, you know what? When 3.0 came out, I think I did do EV Nightmare or something, or Story, or I don't know what I did, but my whole group was just like derp, and I was carrying them the whole time. It was like 16-man mode, and I was killing like 12 of those, what are those guys?
Oh, the Guardians?
Yeah, I was killing like 12 of them, and my team was just like derping around. I'm like, seriously? Because they were all drunk, and I was just like the sober one, and I'm like, come on. Like, this is EV.
They were just testing you. That's what it was. Well, I think here in just a second we're going to go into update 3.1.1, but first this.
If you've just joined us, you're listening to Corellian Run Radio, broadcasting across the holonet from the Viking Space Dock to Carrick Station in the Outer Rim. My name is DJ Vargas, and on behalf of the Corellian Run Radio and Reformation at Jungma, we hope you enjoy the show.
That was Vargas there from the Jungmong server in the Reformation Guild. We want to thank him for that. He came out and just did that bumper for us. It was really cool. He left it on the speak pipe thing on our website, so we are hoping that many others will jump in there if you want to maybe post a bumper or just let us know how we're doing. Hopefully it's a positive. But anyway, so moving along, update 3.1.1. How many more decimal points can we put in these updates? Have you got a chance to see any of those? Have you gone through the patch notes, guys?
Yeah, lots of class changes, emotes, retuning of some flashpoints.
Yeah,
lots of class changes.
Yes.
Yeah.
A lot of class
changes. There's one class in particular that I've heard a lot of stuff about. A couple of people have been talking about the power tech changes. I know
right.
One of my friends, he respect, and then Michael from Death and Taxes, who we've had on the show, he made a video about his thoughts on pyrotech. That's one of the disciplines for the power tech.
Yeah. He goes through it, and Yeah, once you break it down, because I mean, I have a Vanguard and I went to Plasma Tech, which is the same, and I haven't got a chance to get into it yet. But when he was breaking it down, you cannot really run a full rotation without really getting really weird, kind of. And it really, he breaks it down, and it's not just a rant that he goes through on his video, and we'll have a link to that in the show notes. But he really breaks it down. It's not just like, hey, this is my spec, and you've totally broken this spec, and blah, blah, blah. He really breaks it down, and it really seems really odd how that they've got it set up now. And I mean, what do you think, Snicker? I mean, what do you think they're doing there? Do you think it was a mistake, or they wanted to cut back on some of those DPS?
I don't think what they're doing is mistakes. From just knowing about people who play it, how it was, how it is, it's definitely not playing properly. I do agree with that. So how the rotation has changed, as you kind of said, you really can't do a proper rotation without overheating, because you really can't do a 3-stack flamethrower with that spec now without you'll just overheat, quite frankly. You can't do the same rotation, at least. Mm-hmm. I mainly play AP. I'm not that great of a power tech. I play AP a little bit, but I haven't really played Pyro. I played it a little bit. I haven't played it since the changes, but I have noticed that a lot of these classes are getting quite significant DPS nerfs. So we'll see if this is going to continue in the long run, or if this is just a short-term thing for certain classes / specs. But I do believe that they should work the rotation around to make it just feel better. It just doesn't feel smooth right now.
Yeah, well, hopefully someone can come out with a guide, maybe we're reworking the new changes into a viable, not viable, but maybe a enjoyable rotation
right.
for that. To summarize, basically the changes, proc alignment and timing of everything is kind of off. Heat management, like we mentioned, you're burning through your heat a lot faster, and it actually is a little bit lower DPS, but maybe with some rework we can get it back. But I feel like it's still going to be clumsy for people that have been used to playing it a different way.
From my understanding, I think it's roughly I'm going to say rough estimate 400 DPS loss, I think.
I think that's what he talked about in the video. Somebody came up with an actual rotation, but even then, and it was a unique kind of thing, and it mixed in some, the regular, rapid shots, but still, even then, your heat, and you're still not getting a 3-stack.
That's the main thing, is you're not getting that 3-stack.
Yeah.
So, which I think that's, to play the class the way it should be intended, it should be 3 stacks. So, I mean, I don't know.
Exactly.
Hopefully they'll respond to it.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, and something like that. I mean, that's a way of having a complaint, but making a positive, trying to make a positive out of it. Like, hey, this is why this, and this is not working. So maybe we can work on that. So hopefully we can get into that. Let's see, another thing that popped up on the radar. Let's see. Heather mentioned a little bit there, some of the flashpoints. A lot of people are saying nerf. I'm kind of tend to say, let's go rebalancing. How about that?
Yeah, it says retuned. I mean, I don't. Reduced damage. I guess they're nerfing.
If you get into the Manon one, they nerfed the heck out of it.
That's one thing I liked about it, though. Like, I like that it's not super easy, because when I go through flashpoints, it's just kind of like whatever. It's super easy content, but I liked when they make it hard, because then it's funner for me, but maybe for the other 90%, or I don't know how good I am, but for the other 90% of the Soldier population, it's pretty hard. Like, I did Blood Hunt hard mode last week or a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, you did a write-up about that. It was really good.
Yeah, that was my first time trying it, and I was like, wow, this is so awesome, but I could see how a not a skilled player would just think it was ridiculous. Like, I think people that have been trying to do it in pugs, they have not been able to accomplish beating that.
Yeah, I have no problem with them being hard, because, I mean, and taking time, because I know that when the hard mode for Manon came out, I went in there and spent like umpteen gazillion people, and went through umpteen gazillion people quitting on the last boss because it was just taking too long to DPS down, and it was like, okay, next. And we finally got it down. The problem I have, and then some of the other ones, the random threat thing that you cannot do anything about. That has nothing to do with the group's mechanics. It has to do with, oh wait, now I'm dead because the boss decided just to target me. So, I don't know. That's the ones that I have a problem with, because those seem to be the bosses that a lot of my groups tend to be like, where we have the issues and bumps in the road. But other than that, I mean, I don't have a problem at all with, them being a little more difficult.
Oh, well.
Oh.
Oh, well.
Well, I mean, everybody starts getting into better gear, and they're going to be easier anyway, so. Okie dokie. You guys see anything else in there? Oh, they're adding, let's see.
Just all the emotes. I guess that's kind of fun. You don't have to pay for them. They're not in the cartel market, so sweet.
They did add the hard mode flashpoints and story mode operations. They now are dropping MK2 gear instead of the MK1. So,
that's good.
Yeah, that is nice.
Yeah, I got some different mods in there.
Especially for story modes. Wait, you said story mode operations?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. So that's really good, because the off pieces were bad mods and bad enhancements. Now you'll only get bad mods. That's good.
Yeah. Speaking of that, you brought up an interesting point. What do you think is the reason behind that? They cannot have put all those mods and enhancements messed up, can they?
What do you mean?
Well, it just appears like, okay, I'm going to have to... If you go through and say, like, if you're a sniper, you're not going to be able to just buy, okay, I buy my headpiece, chest piece, gloves...
optimization.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the best in slot pieces only on one thing,
right.
Like one focus from, like, the Sith Sorcerer that you have to buy, like, 50 times.
To get
as an example.
Yeah. No, the sniper, actually a really good example of this is PowerTech DPS. I want to say, because obviously for some classes like Sniper and Marauder, those you have two different set bonuses, but it's the same thing, like two separate, what do you call them? I think it's professionals and I don't want to say it's field techs, but you have two different sets to choose from of different mods and enhancements with the same armorings. For PowerTech, for example, you don't have that. A lot of other classes as well. PowerTech is I'm going to go ahead and say at least 60% crit alacrity everywhere. And, I mean, alacrity is good now, don't get me wrong, but you kind of want some power in there. You kind of want some accuracy. Definitely accuracy. You do want accuracy, but I don't know. It's a good point. I don't know who makes up the decisions of what mods and enhancements to put in there, but I think they need someone to tell them what to put in.
Yeah, it's so annoying. I wish I could just buy my set and be good and not just oh God, I gotta go buy 50 pieces of this one thing.
Was this another kind of another grind within a grind?
Yes.
And I think we did go over this at the EA press event that I was at a few months ago in Redwood City. And I remember it was Michael saying that people are unknowingly or unnecessarily being worse than they are because they're just using the gear that they get with their tokens or with their commendations. It should just making it unnecessarily more difficult.
Yeah, I mean, if especially if you have some people, and I've talked to a couple people because they play this game. Some of them play it because of the MMO. Some of them play it because it's a Star Wars game, and have not coming from MMO community. So coming into a game like this and say, okay, I need to get my gear. Well, okay, I got my chest piece, I got my head piece, I got everything, and then somebody your gear's all wrong. Wait, I just bought it.
Yeah, it's I bought the whole set. Nope, no, you got to go buy Tenebra was saying in the chat room, you got to go buy all the Sork gear, then you got to go buy all the Marauder gear, and then you go buy your gear. So. And
then you got to piece them all together and make your own Frankenstein creation.
But yeah, that's gearing.
That's gearing. Yeah. That's a whole nother episode.
Coming soon on Corellian Run Radio.
Gearing and you. How can you make the most of it? Never mind. Let's see. The other thing, I didn't really see. There was a few more fixes and stuff like that. Of course, always good to see that.
Quite a few more class changes as well. They did a lot for Marauders. By a lot, I mean nothing that really affects them that drastically, but they tried to make it work. So.
Would they help something with the route, right?
You still have to. Pretty sure you still have to put two different utilities to even use that route. I think still. I could be wrong. I benched my Marauder as soon as 3.0 dropped. So, and I was a Marauder main since beginning. But I think one of the biggest things is they changed Undying Rage, where the health penalty's gone, but the cooldown increased by a minute. So it's, I want to say virtually Shroud, but better, but a lot longer cooldown.
Yeah. And then the Force Camouflage. Yeah, they have that. That's gonna, it grants immunity to controlling effects for its full duration, so that's a benefit. Yeah, I didn't see anything else. You see anything, Heather? I'm sure you've already looked at the.
I see the Unload is now exclusive to the Mercenary Advanced class. Didn't that come out like a while ago?
No, that was on.
It was on the
public test server.
PTS.
Yes.
Okay, so it's finally live. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I know some people were making a fuss about that.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Some were making it.
Yeah, but yeah, we have the patch notes in our show notes. So if you want to go over your class, they did nothing that I care about to my
not yet. Actually,
to my Deception Assassin. So
yeah, they're doing a lot of hatred next. So
yeah.
Oh yeah, as long as it's hatred, whatever.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, there's like whatever. Who cares? It's not mine.
No, this whole time people are just like, oh, Assassin DPS sucks. And then they go and make Hatred all good, and people are like, oh my god, Hatred is so awesome. And then now they're nerfing it again, and people are just like, oh my god, flavor of the month. Like, just play your class that you like, and you won't be faced with all this disappointment all the time.
It's true.
That is true.
Maybe.
It is true. So, let's see. The next thing we had was a post that they had this week by Eric Musco, and this goes about on the win trade. As promised, we want to keep you informed on what we are doing about those win traders and trolls in ranked PvP. Here is what's happening now. Win traders, they have been issued some warnings as well as griefers now. Did you guys get a chance to see these posts?
Yes.
I like how Musco defined it so people would be sure.
Yeah, he went on and defined win traders and defined what griefers are, and they are going through the data that they've collected and others that has been submitted to them. So I'm liking this. I'm liking that they're being a little more transparent with stuff like this and not just saying we're taking care of it. They're actually saying we are taking care of it and this is what we're doing. Any thoughts on that?
I think it's nice. It makes it more enjoyable when you're not going to get like whispers about how much you suck or people purposely throwing your game or people just not doing fun stuff in ranked. I think it's nice that they're at least trying to make it better.
Yeah, I mean, anytime that you can try to help make it a little more balanced and something like that, I think that's a good thing, and it's things they need to be doing. But you,
yeah, but there is only. I mean, I don't know if it's Musco and Tate that are actually doing the review or they're just communicating the information to us. But there is just two of them, so.
I think they're probably just relaying the information because that's the job title. So, but I'm glad they're doing something, or at least say something's being done. Communication's key. That's all we need. I'm sure I speak for everyone when I say just communication. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I feel like I haven't really been playing solo that long, and I'm still not that great. But the griefers are there. The throwers are there. They're still there. I've been into like at least 3 or 4 games yesterday alone where people would queue and just say, "I'm throwing the game."
What the hell?
Yeah,
like
that was my first.
They would say that in the chat. I would totally report them.
It was a healer I was against, and I just left. I couldn't do it. Or healer I was with, sorry, and I was against my team guildie, who was healing on the other team, and I just couldn't believe it. I'm like, and he apparently, because he told me what the healer did afterwards, did 0 heals all the rounds. What? So yeah, I mean, it's a thing. It's apparent, and it's unfortunate that nothing gets done. I really I never paid attention to it until I actually started doing a little bit of PvP. Again, I haven't played that much, but a little bit, and it's apparent. It's still there. I mean, and win trading's more of a behind the scenes. I mean, it can happen in the forefront, but it's more of a behind the scenes thing because some people will do it at off hours. All of a sudden, you'll see them on the leaderboards. You know what I mean? But That's another issue. The griefers are huge. I saw them on Pot 5, I saw them on Harb, and they're everywhere. I mean,
Griefers make it especially, like, I know people are just like, oh, well, stop being name whatever bad word you want to say, stop being such a little weakling and just get over it. I mean, I don't want to get over it. Like, I don't want people to be mean to me in game. I mean, yeah, maybe I can get better, but don't be such a mean person about it. And then that really discourages me, like I mentioned earlier in the show.
Yeah, and it does. It puts a sour taste in everybody's mouth when you get stuff like that in the game.
It just gets you upset when you have them on your team too, because you work so hard to get your rear rating up, and then all of a sudden once you're at a certain rating, you only get single digit for a win, let's say, right? And the loss can be twice what you get for a win. So yeah, if you're good enough, you can get it right back up. But it's frustrating that you have to do that. You know what I mean?
Well, and let's be honest. I mean, when you're waiting as long as you do sometimes now for a queue, and then to get a queue, and then find out, oh yeah, by the way, the guy on your team says, I'm throwing it. What?
Yeah.
But it looks like BioWare, at least through communication-wise, they're stepping up and taking care of some things. So maybe we can get some of this taken care of and get back to having a little more enjoyable time.
Hope so.
Yeah. Well, speaking of communication, what happened to this PAX East Boston Community Cantina makeup stream?
Forgot about that.
It's coming, I guess.
It's
soon TM?
Yeah. The soon TM with the next community stream. Again, we haven't heard when that's going to be. So
yeah, I thought it was going to be the day that they were supposed to have the actual cantina. But from what I was thinking is that they were trying to change the cantina so that they're making actual big announcements at them. So maybe they just did not have their big announcement ready for this. So that's why the makeup stream is being delayed. I mean, that's my, conspiracy theory, I guess.
To go even further, what if that's why they canceled it?
That's dramatic.
Wow.
Well, I mean, we're going there.
Yeah, I mean, BioWare Edmonton was there for Dragon Age, so
interesting.
At PAX East, so
other.
Yeah, BioWare was still there,
really?
But BioWare Austin was not for their community cantina.
Of course,
very interesting.
They're from Canada, though. I mean, so that's different. True. They're used to cold. Austin was like, what? Did you see all that snow? No way, I'm going up there. Forget that.
Yeah, I mean, we could go over the whole cancellation and the weather thing, but yeah, where is this makeup stream? We don't know. Is there maybe there's going to be some kind of announcement this Friday or whenever their stream is.
Hope so.
They did announce, though, that we are going to have the Community Cantina as one announced in coalition with the Star Wars Celebration in Anaheim.
Yay!
Is it the 18th? 18th?
Yeah, Saturday the 18th.
Oh.
And it's outside of Star Wars Celebration. So unlike their event at PAX South, you can actually go without having to get passes for Star Wars Celebration, which is nice.
That's nice.
I was lucky to have had passes for PAX South for the last cantina, but I mean, I don't know. I think I'm just going to go to Anaheim just for the community cantina, not for Star Wars Celebration, even though it would be really cool. So yay! Maybe I'll see you there.
So yeah, Heather's going to go there. I wish I could make it to that one. That sounds like fun. I'd be over at Star Wars Celebration. Oh, I'm sorry, what? Community Cantina? Oh yeah, whatever. Just kidding. And in conjunction with that, they have announced that they will be having some exclusive things. The 501st is going to be there for photo ops. There's going to be a green screen to get some photo ops done. So I imagine it's going to be done with some in-game things. And there's going to be some giveaways, including an exclusive mount. Did you guys hear about that?
Yeah, so I definitely have to go now because this is the only way I can get it. Maybe.
I don't think so.
Ooh.
If you see one of the
post, right?
I don't know, was it Reddit? Was it a post? I think it was a post on DevTracker.
There was a post. Here it is. It was a post by Musco, and that they said there will be other ways of getting this mount.
Oh.
So if you ask me, guesstimating, that's going to be, let's say they do those, I don't know, let's say the next stream they're supposed to do for that was supposed to be for when PAX East was, right? They might give away a mount there. Who knows? Maybe. I feel like that's a good way of doing it. Maybe as a prize for something. I don't know.
That would be a good prize.
Yeah.
Hey. So, but he did say that, so because a lot of people were like, what? Just because I can't make it all the way to Anaheim, I can't get a mount, so... Well, so it looks like there's going to be some other ways. So again, coming soon with the details on that, so we'll have to find out about that. And let's see, there was another thing that was posted. This is the third article by Courtney. Courtney Woods has written up 3 now. She's written up one on Lana Benico, and it was a kind of a backstory on her background and stuff like that in that characters. So, and the old core band, some of the training there. So that was kind of cool. You guys get a chance to check that out?
Yeah, it's really exciting to see what she's doing now that she's not on the community team. She's still kind of in our SWTOR lives, so it's good.
I thought it was pretty cool and good writer. Obviously, she's got a job now.
Well, she was doing stuff on the community team.
Well, I just meant she's actually a job as a writer for.
Oh yeah.
So obviously, the writing should be good, or there might be an issue there. Did you guys hear about anything else in the news, or anything else you guys had saw anywhere on the forums that maybe we need to discuss? Right
Not recently. I usually watch it pretty closely.
Not that I can recall myself either.
Well, I think that we're going to get into the community buzzing. And our top topic on our community buzz is who's been our special guest who's been joining us so far on the show, Snicker, and from Zors. So tell us a little bit about yourself and a little bit about Zors.
All right. Well, I myself have been playing SWTOR since launch, kind of on and off. I started the game when it came out. I didn't have beta or anything like that, and this was my first MMO. But I played it for a little bit. I leveled I want to say to, let's say 30 or so, and then I stopped playing for whatever reason. I don't know. And then I came back, I think, right around when EC Nightmare was a thing. I wasn't doing it. I was just trying to get into the game and all that. And I was clicking and everything. I loved it. Obviously, I don't do it anymore. But besides that, I mean, I would classify myself as a streamer, progression rater, all that good stuff. But as for the guild I'm in, Zors, which is on the Harbinger server, we are a world progression guild. We try and, whenever content's relevant, we try and kill it as quickly as possible. That's the moral of the story.
Nice.
What's your favorite class to play?
Ooh.
Both for funsies and for progression, because I know there's a difference, right? Maybe.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, there definitely is. Especially, I mean, this tier of content was eye-opening as to which classes just perform better once you get to that high level to clear content the quickest. But I think my favorite is probably going to be, I don't know. I always loved Lethality Sniper, so I'm still going with my Virulent Sniper. It's been my main since DF Nightmare, so not that long ago. Like, what was that, 2.6, 2.7, something like that. And I think my main class that's just so strong right now is I'm really enjoying playing my Bounty Hunters. I'm actually enjoying playing my my Merc and my Power Tech. I'm not enjoying the slower speed shoulder cannon, but I understand why it's needed, so I'm just going along with it.
Yeah. So now, tell us a little bit, for everybody that knows, World First, and what does that mean to you guys, and how much is entailed in getting to that, being World First and stuff like that, and content?
So what does World First mean? It just means obviously just kill the boss before anyone else, period. To get to that, there's a lot that goes into it. You need to have an insane player base in your guild, dedicated raiders. You need to have time to do the content as well. It's not just one of those, you raid maybe 2-3 hours a week or something like that. You need to really set time. If you want to get that world first kill, you need dedication. That's all there is to it.
So now, what kind of dedication are you talking about? Like hours per week or something like that? What does it take to do if somebody's interested in going to that level?
Honestly, I mean, if we're talking, I'm trying to think. I mean, do you want to compare it to
Like 6 hours a day, 3
sometimes
hours.
it's 4? I mean, I know there's some nights where we spent at least 6 hours on Revan alone when we were trying to do it. I mean, if you raid for too much in a row, it's too much. You can't do it. Like for too long, it's people will just get, you can bring people in and out and stuff like that if someone's getting tired and everything. But I don't know. Let's say you have the same 8 people and you go for like 6+ hours, people are going to get worse as time goes on. It's just
yeah.
So you
My
really
group gets worse after like 2.5 hours.
yeah. I mean, it can happen, but especially if it's late in the evening, like our guild's, it's West Coast. I live on the East Coast personally, so when we raid, it's usually like I'm gonna go ahead and say 9 o'clock my time on average. So sometimes, like when we were doing progression, it went as late as like 3, 4 a.m. So.
Oh.
So how'd you get into streaming? Was it just by, you were already recording videos for your guild and then you decided to stream, or how did that start?
I've actually been streaming, I mean, very infrequently, but I've technically been streaming for at least 2 years that I can recall. I started streaming, I want to say, when I first started getting into Nightmare content back in TFB, like actually taking it pretty seriously. And I really used it as a platform for, recording, but also just so other guildies who, like, let's say, weren't raiding, could actually watch what we were doing. I thought that was the coolest thing, is you could just have people in your guild watch what you're doing as opposed to just listening over voice. So that's why I did it. But I can't believe it's actually been that long. Wow. But yeah.
Where is my life gone?
That's another story. But yeah, that's really where it came from, at least.
Yes. And speaking of your stream, I've got a little bit on the clip running a little bit right now. The one that I thought was really interesting was actually, I'm calling it Professor Snicker, kind of breaking down the Revan fight. So I thought that was interesting. You actually
I only made that because one person asked. That was the only reason, to be honest. I know our guild was doing the guides, obviously, to put on Dolphy's website. If anyone doesn't know,
we've been totally using those.
You can get all of our hard mode guides on Dolphy.net for Ravagers and Temple of Sacrifice. It took a while to get them up there, but you know what? Better late than never. And they're very detailed, almost as detailed as you can get. But I couldn't believe how long the video actually was when I did this, the Revan one. I think it's like a 25-minute video of just going over like every mechanic. So if you have 25 minutes of your life you want to waste watching it, by all means.
No, but see,
I probably will need to watch it. I mean, I watch the stream sometimes when you guys are doing the fight, and I'm like, what are those numbers that they're saying?
Yeah.
Like, what is that?
But
yeah, that's the most common question, probably.
I really enjoyed it. I thought it was great that you broke it down like that. I mean, you just needed a telestrator like John Madden, and I'm just saying.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
That would be awesome. But, I mean, seriously, you stopped it, backed it up, pointed exactly what people need to be looking for and where they need to be and stuff like that. I really thought it was great.
Thank you. I appreciate
that. I think more of those would be handy, not only in hard mode, but some other things. I think, because some people are like, they get told something like one time in a raid, like, and they're like, what? And, of course, there's no pause and when you're doing this on MMO. So I think it's awesome to get something like that that people can look at, especially at a level you guys are doing it at. It's awesome.
Right, because I've noticed a lot of videos, like let's say people will do voiceovers for, trying to elaborate on mechanics. It's just the video. There's no pauses. So I had to actually use what I use, like, Windows Media Player, and just hover over it on stream, and just so I can be able to pause it at least. But most people that do it, they just voice over the video and are unable to pause it. And it doesn't, it says the mechanics, but you don't see it. So as you said, being able to pause it, point it out, and see like where someone's positioned, what the actual mechanic is, because some mechanics happen in a second. So you can't even see cast bars and stuff. So it is really cool to do that. And I actually, if there's not many other fights that's really necessary, I think Revan is like the fight where you really need to break down every mechanic. Some people can do it, they can understand and learn fights written. Some people, are audio learners. Some people are visual learners. This is for the visual. So
I thought it was really good. How long do you guys, when you do it, how long does it you typically take for you guys to break down a fight?
To figure out mechanics, like when we first go in there?
Yeah.
Oh, God. It can take a while. It really depends. I think a good example is, well, I don't know how good it is, but like we did 16-man 1 week to like just do the hard modes on 16. And Revan, there was something pretty interesting that we noticed because there's 3 different floors, right? On the first floor, there's a mechanic that the way it works in 8-man, it just doesn't carry over that way into 16. So we had to work around it. But something like that, I guess, adapting, it doesn't take that long, maybe hour, 2 max. I don't know. But sometimes, like when we were learning this fight, for example, there's so much going on. I mean, there's all different things happening at the same time. So learning Revan, it took a little bit, definitely a bit of time. I wish I remember how long, but it was a lot of time spent. So I really don't know.
Well, I guess when the next operation comes out, like
I can time
in
it.
a
I'll get
year.
There we go.
I really hope.
I hope it's not in a year.
Don't say that, Heather.
Well, they said that they weren't going to go as long as they did with the Dread Ops, and it was like a year and a few months. So I'm hoping they'll come out with something like by the end of the year. What do you think, Snicker?
I think that we'll have Nightmare probably in 2 to 3 months, if they're going to keep with their standard timeline. And then, I mean, I'm hoping for a new raid probably by... I hate saying it, but maybe like November. I want it to be sooner. I mean, this is just my opinion. I don't want them to do Nightmare anymore if they're doing ops like at this difficulty. It's like an in-between between Nightmare and hard mode, So if they're going to do that, just, maybe make a new op while you're ahead. I don't know. We'll see what their goal is. I don't know. I just hope it's not November. Please make my timeline be wrong.
Let's hope Snicker is wrong on that.
It'd be nice if they could get something out for the summertime, because I know, that's when people are done with the school, and,
it's a new raid, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I hope.
It would be nice to have some new content over the summer. So, definitely, it was great. It's great having you on here, Snicker. Bringing that level of progression is pretty amazing. Getting you to break down some of the stuff that's pretty awesome. So.
Thank you.
I think we're going to, and speaking of guilds, we do have another one. We have a guild ready check. I was able to sit down with Ron from Upheaval Gaming, and we're going to give them a listen right now. So check this out. Hi, and with us on our Guild Ready Check, we have Ron from Upheaval Gaming. Hi, Ron.
Hey, how's it going, Jason?
Going pretty good. How about yourself?
Very, very good.
What's going on in Upheaval Gaming? Tell us all about yourself and a little bit about the guild.
Well, sure. My name's Ron. I have a raging case of altitis. I know a lot of people do. I have 12 characters at max level already on Shadowlands, which is a lot considering I have 3 kids and a full-time job.
That is impressive.
So it's a little bit crazy, but Upheaval Gaming we're basically trying to build a community. We definitely want to progress through content, which is kind of part of what we do. We also have a lot of fun activities and stuff, but Mort and I founded the guild before. Mort is one of we're kind of co-guild leaders. So we founded the guild when the game launched. I mean, we've been playing since beta, and we have been in that guild forever. A few of our tunes left for a while and came back. You know how it is with guilds at some point. I've got a long background of MMOs to EverQuest.
That's impressive. So how did you guys get the guild started? What led you guys to come together, work together to form the guild and stuff?
We basically wanted to get a group of people together that were good at video games, but also didn't necessarily have a time commitment or discipline to plow through content. So we want to get that content, we want to experience that content, but we also kind of want to build a community, because as anybody who's run a guild knows, guilds come together, they fall apart, together, and they fall apart. So we approached it differently this time. We wanted to say, what can we do? What can we kind of offer our guild so that they want to stay with us? And they're going to come back, and they're going to be active. We actually that's kind of where our people came from. I mean, we just wanted to experience the in-game content. It was pretty much, that was the only reason we decided to start it ourselves.
Nice. So what sort of things are you guys mentioned about offering things to your community that you're building? What's some of the things you offer in the guild?
Well, we help with gearing at endgame. I've personally crafted about 1 million relics. For 186 relics. We're more loose. Right now we're doing 2 raid nights a week on the Republic side. And that's Thursdays and Fridays, and we stream nightly on Twitch. A lot of the people that we stream with, we play with. That's kind of a little bit of the draw from some of the people. They're like, well, this is cool. A lot of people enjoy going to Twitch and watching, but to actually get to play with your streamers is one of the reasons we kind of built it that way. We also have a thing we call UPIG, which stands for
what's that about?
Upheaval Progression Instanced Group. Essentially, there are many of us that have altitis, and we basically like running alts. So what'll happen is we'll level our guy up to level 10, and then we wait. And when the four of us get together, maybe trying rolls out we're not used to, basically getting out of our comfort zone, we'll do Esleys, and then we go to Hammer Station, or Athos. I can't remember which one's first off the top of my head. But we've basically progressed through each instanced group, and one of the rules is you don't skip the cinematic, which I like skipping the cinematic. I'm really guilty about that. But, when you're going through it takes somebody who might be new to the game and exposes them to the story, which, we're all here playing because we enjoy Star Wars. You want to have a lightsaber and hear that zero sound, or Wookiee roar.
Yeah, I have to agree on that. I was able to check your Twitch stream out last night. Tell us a little bit about that, and that is that just you guys' stream, or is that the guild?
Derek and I stream. They are in there on raid nights, where they're generally in TeamSpeak with us. But yeah, Derek and I decided to start the stream, and we do a little bit. We occasionally do other games than Star Wars. I've done Minecraft on there, but whenever we try a game out, we'll play it a little bit. In fact, to be honest, when we started streaming was probably 10 months ago, maybe 9 months ago, with WildStar, and we just couldn't crack into that. We noticed that there weren't a lot of Star Wars. We've been playing Star Wars. We're like, you know what? Let's go back to Star Wars. Yeah, we just basically stream every night. A lot of times it's PvP, sometimes it's UPIG, and then we stream our raid progression on Thursday and Friday. And we are going to be starting TOS soon, so it's always fun watching other people suffer.
I was enjoying you guys' stream last night. You guys definitely seem like you guys have a lot of fun, besides definitely focusing on clearing the content, so that's really good.
Mm-hmm.
So now, if somebody wants to get involved in your community, how do they need to get in touch with you and some of the links?
Well, basically, you can go to our website at upheavalgaming.com. It redirects you to our engine site right now. We're still deciding if we want to build something on the back end. That's work in progress, as I said. But that site's fully functional. We've got some content on there. Some of our officers, we call them guild advisors, have posted some little guides on there on rotations, gearing. One of our guild advisors, he actually is very active in checking gear for raids, and we're not so hardcore. When anybody that plays a game 7 days a week, there's a little bit of hardcore there. So, but when you're in the community, you understand, casual and hardcore. So we're like casuals. Visit our stream at twitch.tv/upheavalgaming. Check out our website. That's going to be the best way to get through to somebody, because we're very active on there. We respond quickly, and we can get you in pretty fast. So upheavalgaming.com. We're also on Twitter and Facebook at facebook.com/upheavalgaming, twitter.com/upheavalgaming.
Awesome. Definitely, from what I was seeing from your website, and also, again, from your stream, I definitely think if you guys are on the Shadowlands, definitely a guild you guys need to check out. So want to thank you again, Ron, for being able to give us a little insight on Upheaval Gaming.
Oh, thank you so much, Jason.
Yeah, that was Ron, and he was representing Upheaval Gaming. So definitely want to thank them. And we will have those links, if you didn't quite catch those in the recording, we'll have those links on the show notes. So again, if you're on the Shadowlands and want to get in touch with them, I'm sure they would definitely welcome you aboard.
All right, and we had one more thing in our community buzz that I wanted to talk about. So we have a raid rescue. This is an idea that I sort of thought of. Basically, Tenebras has been in streams, kind of talking out what to do, giving advice in people's Switcher streams and their raids. And I said, well, why don't you do a video series called Raid Rescue, like Bar Rescue, helping guilds to improve? Maybe they're stuck on Underlurker or stuck on some kind of, story mode ops, because he and his guild, they have cleared their 10 out of 10 on the new hard mode ops. I think it would be a great thing for them to help operation groups with, with just some easier content. Maybe they need help on their rotation or just strategy or just general mechanics. They hopefully they need a guinea pig to do their first show, but that is something I would want to watch.
That sounds like a great idea. I think that's cool that they're willing to think about that and to help some people out, some guild or maybe a guild's raiding team that might be able to give them the little raid rescue that they need to get over that content. So, kind of cool.
Yeah, so you can contact them on Twitter. Oh gosh, I know Tenebras is in the chat room, but I totally forgot to ask him what his email was. Actually, I have his email, but I don't know if he wants to use that one. But you can contact him on Twitter at Tenebrastor. That's TENEBRASTOR. Or you can contact Kakuzu at KAKUZZUTOR, also on Twitter. And if he's in the chat room, he can probably give us his email address, and we'll post it in the show notes as well.
That's awesome. And like she said, we will have the links to at least their Twitter thing. So if you guys need those again, they will be in the show notes when it gets posted on Tuesday. So let's see, was there something you came across that you saw that we wanted a little funsy we're going to put in the...
Up to you.
Oh, no, because I wanted you to... I see I did that. And see, now you're going to make me say that the reason I'm turning it... set you up like that to say that is because I didn't really want to try to pronounce the name.
Oh gosh, I deleted it from my show notes because.
We will have it in the show notes. It was a little video that I came across for my whole links, and it's just a fun video. We're gonna put it in there in the show notes, so you guys will check it out. We didn't really come across it all that soon in the week, so it's just a little fun music video. It's based upon the "Let Me Take a Selfie" song. So. And we'll check out the show notes later in the week when it gets published on our website. That was a little quick, fun little thing. So I think that's going to be it for the community news. And we'll go ahead and move on to our quick mentions.
All right. So if you are a guild looking to get your guild noticed, why not contact us about being on a guild ready check like Upheaval Gaming, or maybe you can even be on the show like Snicker from Zors. If you're interested, you can send an email to corellianrun@gmail.com or to me at heather@prettylittlesith.com.
And we want to thank all those guilds who have contacted us, and stay tuned. We will have new guild ready checks, and we also looking for the community, some community streamers out there to get on the show. And don't forget to check out all the great articles on CRR during the week. Please take a moment to leave us a positive feedback on iTunes. You can subscribe to our podcast on iTunes or your favorite podcast app.
If you'd like to contact us or have any questions or ideas for discussion topics, you can email us at corellianrun.com or corellianrun@gmail.com. You can also follow us and tweet us on Twitter at corellianrun. My personal Twitter handle is at Heather_PLS, and Jason is at JT_HoloNet. If you're on Facebook, like our Facebook page and or join our Facebook group. You can also leave a voicemail for us on our website, www.corellianrun.com, or on our Facebook page that could possibly be featured on the show. Finally, if you'd like to be a writer or submit content for our website, send an email to Jason at corellianrun.com.
And in fact, we did have somebody contact me, and we should have a couple articles coming out in the next couple weeks on that. So, and along those lines, just like our friend Vargas, we want to mention that again, who made the bumper for us. I want to definitely thank him again for doing that. And if there's any of you out there, remember that we have our speak pipe. It's on the right side of our website. You can click on it and leave a little audio message for us, and we will try to get that on the show.
I have one more thing too.
Oh, go right ahead.
If you'd like to contact Snicker, you can tweet him at SNICKERRSWTOR. Snickerswiltor on Twitter, or you can go to his stream. You can follow him on Twitch at twitch.tv/SNICKERR.
And we will again have those links in the show notes. I think that's going to wrap it up for us here at Corellian Run Radio. Thanks to all our fans, followers, and the loyal listeners for tuning in. And until next time, I'm Jason.
I'm Heather. May the force be with you, or keep those blasters by your side, kid.
You've been listening to Corellian Run Radio, a Star Wars The Old Republic podcast. Tune in next time to hear Heather say,
"See you in Anaheim."
End transmission.